no sets, nothing. So that, first of all, I can't stand up for 3 days straight. You know, so to dance that long, good Lord. Let's see. And you know what's really wild is people started joining her. No, you didn't miss it, CM. Nope. We haven't done it because JJ's actually sick. So we're gonna, I don't know if we're gonna record it tomorrow or do like a a pop-up live show, but either way, by tomorrow we'll know the answer to that madness. But anyway, people started joining her, and not to cheer her on, but they just started dancing too. So within a week, dozens of people are caught up in this. Like, everybody's just dancing in the streets. So, is it a plague? Is it a party? Are they possessed? At its peak, around 400 people were dancing. Marlon Brando wins Best Actor for The Godfather, but he refuses the Oscar. Instead, he sends Sachin Littlefeather, a Native American activist, to decline the award and protest Hollywood's portrayal of indigenous people, because they usually have a bunch of Asians and Mexicans and dark white people playing Indians.
Yep.
She gets booed. John Wayne allegedly had to be restrained backstage. That allegedly turned out to be true, because I looked deeper into that story, and he was so pissed that this Indian dare, ruin the sanctity of the Oscars and this great American heritage, that he was going to go out there and whoop her. Medical intervention type things, medicinal, whatever. I had apparently a few too many whiskey sours as I was enjoying my parents being in town, and they flow, boy. It's just like, I make them delicious. Like I put. And that's what's going on around the country and shit with all this banning books and wanting to teach your kids curriculum at home. I mean, I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucking morons. Okay, you barely skated through high school as it is. There's no fucking way you can teach your kids any better than what you know. And you don't know shit. Yep. That's the problem.
Yep.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that. I'll take a look at it.
Y'all's initials.
I'm talking to Kevin. I'm just having 3 conversations and shit.
Sorry.
But yeah, especially a lot of you hillbillies out there that think you know better than scientists and doctors and all that shit. You're going to teach your kids the same dumb shit that you grew up with. I don't understand why you wouldn't want your child to go someplace where their mind can be expanded.
Or
but the thing is not only do they not want them to learn about like what they were doing 30 years ago, there are people who really legit don't want their kids to do better than them.
To be better than them. Yeah. That is not apparent.
Now you're weirder than this. This wasn't the only time. It wasn't an isolated incident. There were similar outbreaks of dancing mania across Europe between the 14th and 17th centuries, including Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, Dutch folks. People just started breaking into spontaneous dances, often deadly, often causing heart attacks. People waking up dead in the morning.
Dead in the morning.
Sometimes hundreds at a time.
Damn.
One group even danced on a bridge until it collapsed into a river.
Oh shit.
1974. David Niven, the legendary British actor, who I've never heard of, is on stage presenting. Suddenly, a naked man runs behind him, flashing a peace sign to millions. The streaker, Robert Opel, was an activist. No shit. Niven didn't miss a beat. Isn't it fascinating to think that the probably only laugh that Vanna ever get in his life is stripping and showing his shortcoming? 2024 was a snot rocket, middle finger, shove a shampoo bottle up your ass type of year, where it just started. It started in March, where all of you who follow me on Facebook and Instagram, that's where our 13-year-old dog died. It was like my best buddy. Which that was hard, so I had to take a couple of weeks off of that.
twisted, facts get sold. We cut through the noise, break the mold. Pop culture, scandals, history lost. We dig up the truth, no matter the cost. The cold train's leading, JJ's got the take. Shell drops the hammer, make no mistake. No script, no leash, no corporate chain. We wreck the rules and derail the game. This is TraneWreck'D. Step up or stay out the way. You're either all in or you're just in the way.
All right, after all that noise and hullabaloo, we are finally at the beginning of the show. Welcome to TraneWreck'D, and before we begin, yes, I am coming off of a either cold or nasty sinus something or other, which is why it sounds like somebody's holding my nose for me. Also, I kind of sound like Disco Inferno / Ray Romano. Anyway, I am your host, Coltrane, and to my right on the screen, so screen right, is the lady of the house, Lady Shellium.
Hello.
And to the bottom of the screen, who needs to turn her light on just a little bit more, is JJ Jackson.
Hello.
Who you did see on Friday, but you didn't see on Wednesday because we recorded that on Thursday, which makes everybody confused. So she was ill last Wednesday. She is back. Give us an update. Tell us how you doing.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I skipped dialysis today, and I have to go tomorrow because it's a crapshoot every time I go. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get home. And like last week, it was bad. And I think the week before that, the Wednesday before that, it was pretty bad too. But I still managed to come on. So
yeah,
I
you
was
made it
just
through
like,
last time or the time before that.
yeah. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this today, so I can do the show tonight. So here I am.
She did it for all you peoples out there just to entertain you.
And
We
we're
don't even
glad
pay
to
for
see
this shit. we just do this because we love it, and plus it leads to other things. It's kind of it's a walking commercial as well as something that's here to entertain you people. So what was I going to ask you? So basically, for people who don't know anything about dialysis, you said that they took too much off of you, and that sometimes it just feel like shit. What is it that does that to you?
Well, when they filter the blood, they also take out the excess fluid. Since I don't pee, I can't get rid of the fluid. But since I was sick a few months ago, like when I was really, really sick, we weren't doing the show at that point in time because I was really sick.
Right.
I lost like 40 pounds, like boom, right off the weight. And they haven't
really had the frame to lose
raised.
40 pounds.
No, hell no, I didn't. They haven't raised my dry weight, so they keep trying to get me down to that. And I'm like, hey, I know you guys can look at me and tell that I've gained my weight back, at least some of it. Like my clothes fit, my underwear fit. Like I had lost
Your drawers fall down. You know you ain't doing real well.
I was like, I don't even have any underwear that fit anymore. But I'm back to that. You know, they're not too tight. My clothes fit. I can wear my regular clothes. I can wear regular shoes. So I'm okay. And they need to up my dry weight, and they won't do it fast enough for me. So I have to keep going in there and fighting with them and telling them, no, I don't give a fuck what the doctor said. This is what we're going to do. Well, we need to call the doctor and check it out. I said, well, you can call the doctor. I'll wait.
Yep.
I'll wait. They're like, well, we need to get you hooked up in the meantime. No, you don't. Because if the doctor doesn't say anything, like if she doesn't up my dry weight, you're not hooking me up.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to do what I asked, or we're not going to do this. And it's that simple.
Now, how do they up that? With like protein supplements or what?
No, they just up the weight that I'm supposed to be at, which means the machine won't try and take off all of what they say I'm over. Like they told me on Monday that I was over 10 kilos. I have been on dialysis for 16 years. I have never went in there more than 4 kilos heavy, ever.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
10,
Yeah.
no. I was like, that's wrong.
And they just say it like it's all good.
Yeah. They're like,
Mhm.
I'm like, you look right at me. And they're like, well, it says you're off 10. I said, you know what? We're going to take off 2 and see what happens. And we did. After, fighting, Tyra was like, Mom, I'm so excited. You always advocate for yourself. You always,
Yes.
make sure that you speak up for yourself. And I'm like, well, when I get a doctor who's been on dialysis for 16 years, I'll take his word for everything.
Exactly.
Until then, this is
Right.
my body and we're going to do what I say.
Yep.
See, and that bears repeating. She advocates for herself.
Yes, you have to.
Yes. There's times you're on the phone with me telling me about the simplest thing that needs to be done, but the act of Congress that needs to be held in order to do this simple thing that you were right about the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's
frustrating.
like, if you would have just listened to me, simple shit too, like getting an IV. Since I have my access in my left arm, you can't take a blood pressure, you can't put an IV, you can't do anything with this arm. So of course, my other arm is all shot to hell. So I tell them about my veins and I say, this is where you're probably going to get it. And this right here feels good, but it's all scar tissue. I break it down every time. And they say, well, can we try here anyway?
No.
Yeah.
Did you not hear what I just said?
You're like,
No.
Can I
You're
punch
gonna
you
go
in the face?
in this area. That's where you're going to find a vein. Well, it's really tiny. I know. You have to use a baby needle, literally a baby's needle. You have to use that. I have no other, you don't think I know what I'm talking about?
Right. Well, not only have you been on dialysis for 16 years, you've been on the earth for 51. So, 2. Oh, wow. See, girl, I was trying to help you out a little bit.
I am proud of each one of those years.
Well, no,
'cause
wait a
there's
minute.
been
Wait a
lot
minute.
of weird. I didn't think I'd make it.
It's 52 already and going to be 53 in August?
No, I guess I'll be 52.
Oh, okay. You're
My
doing the
bad.
add up thing like I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was about to say, wait a minute. Now, I had you all off.
Yeah, I'll be 52 in August.
Because
That's
you was
awesome.
lying to me.
You don't know how old you are.
Well,
And-
Coltrane's dad kind of has to do the same thing as far as advocating for himself too, because he's got a lot of medical issues and they can't find veins for him when they have to draw blood. And he said it's just a crapshoot on how many. He said he's lucky if they only poke him twice because it's so hard because his veins roll all the time.
Yep.
Which is
And they, yeah, and he uses a CPAP, and my dad was using a CPAP, and he recently got the I can't remember what it's called, but it's the thing that's inserted like in your chest that helps regulate your breathing, so you don't have to use a CPAP once it's turned up to the whatever the required setting is. And so I was talking to Coltrane's dad about it, and he's like, I don't think I'd be able to do that because that would require surgery, and I don't want to have surgery because there's so many different things that could possibly happen to me because of his diabetes and his blood pressure and his heart issues and his rolling veins. There's so many different things.
And there's no guarantee that you're going to get it right. There's no guarantee that you're going to wake up. So if it's not a life-saving procedure, you don't want to do it. And that's how I felt when I went to go get these nodules taken off. I was telling Coltrane, I was so scared. I was so nervous. I didn't want to do it. I was like, I think I'm just going to leave them. He's like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Because they could
But
just
I don't
grow.
want to go to surgery.
They could grow and get worse, and you never know how that could impact other things too.
One of the other weird things like burst and cause sepsis and shit like that. I mean, you just the smallest weird bullshit can just kill you.
I know. And I don't think Tyra's on here yet, but I swear it's going to be something like that.
Hey,
that takes me
how
out.
you doing?
It's going to be a small thing. Like I've got all these major things going on with me, but what's going to end up taking me out is like an infected toe or something like that. I mean,
like bodacious.
yes, it's
You ever heard of that show?
No.
No.
You haven't either, JJ?
Mm-mm.
Bodacious was the baddest bull in the world at one point in time. Like, he was breaking faces on the rodeo circuit and shit. He stepped on something, got an infected hoof, and died of kidney disease.
Oh no.
wow.
So it was because he stepped on something and got his hoof infected. That took the baddest bull in the circuit out.
Mhm.
So
That's what I mean. It's going to be
Mhm.
something like that. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm always watching. Oh, the other
Jimi
day,
Hendrix, didn't he
Please stay.
passed away from cancer in between his toes? Who thinks
that?
about looking in
What?
between your toes?
wait, who did you
Yeah.
say?
Was it Jimi Hendrix or
No, it was Bob Marley.
Bob Marley? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he had a spot on his on one of his toes that he didn't, he just thought no big deal. Black people don't get cancer or skin cancer, and turns out, yeah, you did.
Yes, we do.
And he was 20. Wasn't he part of the 27 Club?
I believe so.
Yeah,
He was very young.
which is
That's
too
crazy.
bad.
Yeah, so that is another reminder that even if you have darker skin color, you need to make sure that you check your body parts of anything that could be different, or change in your body.
And when you're outside, wear sunscreen.
Yes.
I know people think, "Oh, black people don't need it. We can't burn." Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
can.
can.
Takes
It just takes
longer.
a while.
Yeah, it takes longer, but it happens. And yeah, so you have to put sunscreen on no matter
Shell
what.
thought I was burned because it was like kind of red on my shoulders. I was like, nah, give that a couple hours. It's gonna turn into a nice, delicious brown.
And it
Show
did.
did. Nothing hurt or anything. So I spent a complete week outside with just sunscreen on my head and neck and stuff like that because I don't need that shit flaking off. But yeah, my shirt, I had to take my shirt off because it was just starting to get drenched. But yeah, I basically browned up real nice. Can you see my watch?
Yes, I
Oh,
can.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
That's how much of course, before I realized I could just do that, I was showing people like pulling my drawers halfway down. Look at how much
You
good.
just want to show people your ass.
Yeah, and nobody complain. But
And then there's
Anyway.
people like me who I go from white to red to white.
yeah, you get white, lobster red, white.
Yeah, I
we
don't
gotta
tan
get that
anymore.
paint.
It really sucks.
Damn, I can't
That's
put a
gotta
watch
suck.
on. I'm like pretty special here.
Because I bet your daughters tan pretty good too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they go outside 15 minutes and just
Mhm.
exactly what you want when you go to the tanning salon 18 different times.
Yeah, that's how my little one is. I look at her and I'm like,
Somebody keeps slamming the door like they're
damn, you got dark
projects or some
today.
shit. You shaking the whole goddamn house?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said that's how I was looking at my little one the other day. Like, damn, you got dark. Do you know our pools haven't opened here because it has been raining every day since the kids got out of school?
Really?
Really?
The pools are full, but nobody can go swimming
Full of
'cause
rainwater.
it hasn't broke like 73, and
Oh, wow.
it's been gloomy and overcast and misty. You see my hair? That's why.
Little,
Oh,
little
I remember when I
frizz.
was in Arizona and I took my twist outs out and my hair stayed. I was
Mhm.
so excited. I was like, "Look at that! There's no frizz!" And we were
Yep.
out for the entire night. And I'm like, "It still looks good."
Yep. You're
Yep.
almost at that point where we got to get out here and do it again.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
It's almost birthday time. Hell, that's 2 months away already. Let's see,
Well,
May.
Isn't it almost Shell's birthday though too?
It
Yeah,
is.
before.
Hers is next month, the 28th. 1 month from today. Is today the 28th? Yes,
Yep.
it is.
It
too.
is, yeah.
It is.
So exactly 1 month from today, it'll be Michelle's 51st
No.
annual birthday hoot nanny celebration. Yeah, she'll be 49. We're both at that point to where we have to do the math.
Yeah.
Because I'll swear, like, am I 47 or 48? Or am I 46? It's like I'll have to do the like 78 minus, okay, yeah, I'm 47. So because I'm always trying to, as my birthday comes close, I'm trying to get used to that next age. So I start saying that next age. And then when my birthday comes, I'm like, have I been saying that next age or am I this Man,
Right?
Yeah, it's just when it comes to numbers, I'm not a very smart man.
I probably would have said
I can balance my
53 on my
checkbooks and shit, but don't ask me to add or divide or any of that kind of shit. While we're thinking about it, we were talking earlier about the show where me and JJ were on there, even though it seemed like she was just gone for the week. It was the magic of these kids won't even understand this. Is it live or is it Memorex? Memorex. So as you remember, the Friday shows are actually taped because there's no way in hell I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to do a podcast. Not one that you can understand.
Right.
So anyway, we decided to name that. It used to be called TraneWreck'D 2 because we just didn't have any imagination at the time. I was tired. I've got, goddamn, how many shows? I have 4 shows I produce, 5 shows I produce, one I've created, on top of building this whole backyard and everything. So I'm just a walking zombie right now. I bet you if I take these glasses off, it'd just be pure whites in my eyes right now.
Dang.
They'd be red as fuck. Let's see.
There. That might be better.
I'm squinting though. Yeah. So anyway,
I am coming to you from my couch. So I'm not sitting at my desk because I need to put my legs up. So I was like, well, I'm just going to sit on the couch. I'm the only one here. Mom and Aria are gone. And so it's just me and the dogs.
Nice.
Oh, so you just spread your legs wide open?
Yeah, I'm just chilling. I don't even have on bottoms.
I was going to say, we're lucky she's got a top on.
There you go. Yeah, I know when the kids leave the house, it's immediately these clothes feel 1,000 pounds. Like,
yeah. It's like I've been doing laundry all day and I need to get all my clothes washed. So, okay, these come off too. And
I hear you.
Yeah.
Be comfortable. That damn my other screen went out as it tends to when I move this thing ever so slightly. So
it got awful dark.
As I'm fixing that, did I? Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
All right, so it's Friday Conversations with Coltrane and Crew, and it is at 6 a.m. Pacific time and 9 a.m. Eastern. So that is not live. So if you are making comments and we are not responding to you, do not get mad at us because chances are I'm asleep with my ass in the air snoring. So again, same channel, same station, just Friday mornings at 6 Pac time and 9 Eastern time. The name of this upcoming show is something that a lot of us need to either learn or put into practice. The healing power of saying no. So your emotional boundaries, burnout and people pleasing, learn how to reclaim your control. And again, that's Fridays right here on Coltrane Culture. And that's every Friday morning at 6 a.m. Pac time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Is that coming out of yours?
Yeah, could you hear that echo?
Yeah, I was like, why am I hearing myself again?
I turned my TV on so I could see it better, see how other people see it.
If you are watching us live on Facebook, look to the very bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see a nice little square that says subscribe. If you're already subscribed, leave it alone. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and click that button. And then make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell. And while you're at it, just go out and tell friends, family, mama, daddy, stepdaddy that lets you call him Rick, stepdaddy that lets you have the remote control ever so often, Uncle Joe who's eating graham crackers and sitting in the screen with nothing but cowboy boots and a diaper. Tell everybody. Just let them know. If they don't want to watch, then screw them. If they don't want to watch, go ahead and do the Clockwork Orange thing. Sit them in the chair, put the things in their eyes, and I believe with all my heart they're gonna love it. So get your ass over here and get wrecked. That's what you wants to do. And all my day ones, y'all know who you are. My day one dogs, keep holding it down. Those of you who are down from day one-ish, from the very first show we did on Podbean to now, which I was going to add that up earlier. I lost count over 560 something.
Wow.
Really?
said and done, we have well over 560 shows somewhere, either audio and visual, bootlegs, whatever.
That's a lot of work that you put into it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it took me 2 years to actually pull the trigger on doing this thing, and we've been doing it 3.5 years. Do y'all realize that?
No,
No.
it doesn't seem like it's
3.5
that.
years. Yeah.
Wow.
I actually went back and found some files from like 2003, and I'm like, God damn, we've been doing this. I've been on Kenny's show for 3 years almost. This coming summer. That's
It doesn't seem like it.
crazy shit. No, it does not. It does not. And also make sure you come back next week live at 7 pack time East. That's Pacific. Excuse me. PM, 7 p.m. pack time, 10 Eastern. And that is when you catch Trainwreck'd. And next week we will be talking about these creepy ass Pollock twins. The rumor is they died and possibly came back, or did they die at all? We don't know. It's going to be scary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on in the next week or so. So before we get started with the subject, anybody got anything they need to get off their chest or anything like that? Y'all just
No, I was just looking at comments here.
Yeah, so
hey,
was I.
Jambi, how you doing?
Hello.
One of my bigger fans over there. I actually have my Facebook page is a pro page, and I didn't even know you get fans and all that kind of shit. So it said my top fans were all Filipinas, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But if my my American cohorts ain't gonna be my damn fans, at least the Filipinos
If
know who
you're
the hell they go. Screw
If your
y'all.
people
For real.
won't support you. Shit.
Yeah, Mom, turn your light up. We need to see your face. Who's Kaylee? I'm assuming they're talking to you because we can't see your face.
Oh, yeah, that's my granddaughter.
Oh,
Hi, puppy girl.
oh. Well, thank you for watching, granddaughter.
But I'm assuming it's Tyra watching.
Well, I hope
Probably.
you don't get scared about this man from Taured, because I'm a scared a little bit.
I can't turn it up because I
You just
don't.
did it.
That's
Whatever you did,
the lamp itself. I think it's just angles.
huh? Because when you look back, it brightened up for some reason. Okay, there.
Isn't that crazy? Why?
Yeah. Huh.
Trying to sit up straighter, maybe.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
How's that? Like I said, I'm just half-ass lounging on the couch. So
It's half-ass period. Anyways, so we're gonna ask the big questions of what's real, what's illusion, what's bullshit, and what just percolates in our minds when we get that what do they call that? Damn, I had this all in my head, the placebo effect.
Oh yeah.
Something is just inserted into your mind, all of a sudden it becomes real, and no matter how stupid it sounds, it just feels so damn real to you. So let's set the scene.
Okay.
A well-dressed man arrives in Tokyo airport, apparently. He has a passport from a country that nobody's ever heard of. He insists it's real. Then he disappears without a trace. For 70 years, the world's been asking, who the hell was the man from Taured? So, break out the story here. July 1954, Haneda Airport, post-war Tokyo. A European man in a gray suit steps off a plane and presents passport from Taured. He insists it's a small country between France and Spain. Authorities are baffled. His paperwork looks real. Stamps, visa, checkbox, business cards. No one can confirm his identity. He's detained in a guarded hotel room. The next morning, he's gone. Door locked, no balcony, just plain vanished. Now, what if he really was from Taured and just not in our reality? Maybe quantum theory. Quantum theory suggests infinite timeliness. So what if he slipped into ours by accident? And that's something I've always kind of, ever since The Matrix, it's like you never know what's real, as bizarre as that sounds. sometimes I wonder if anything that's happening right now is actually happening, or if it's just the fabric of somebody's imagination or some shit like that. I mean, it could be any damn thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't get that deep. Then I won't be able to sleep. That's just.
Don't
I
you
think
smoke?
about that all the time.
I mean, that's some of the
Think
shit
about
that
that all the time.
you know what?
It's
What
it,
if that black hole done swallowed us up and then
Right?
digested us and farted us back out? Maybe this one. You know, you
like,
just think of
is this really my life, or am I having a horrible nightmare? Like,
yeah.
maybe this is hell and we're living to go to heaven. I mean, I just so many theories.
You know, I've thought about that part too. Like maybe this is hell, or maybe this is like the first step of heaven or some shit like that. And you know, if you trip, you fall back down to earth, or so. I don't know.
Mika, I can't help it.
Hey, Micah, how you doing?
Micah,
Yes, Micah.
I can't help it.
Yep.
Let's see. And then others people say maybe it's just the Mandela effect, but it doesn't seem like an entire airport staff would have the Mandela effect. So moving on.
I'm going through the comments real quick.
Hi, Tyra.
Myra,
Hey, Ty.
yeah, Lucifer.
Hmm.
We have a Lucifer.
Yeah.
Huh?
Can I just call you Double L? Because I don't want to go to
Lucero. That sounds like a wrestling name.
like my dog came to me. My daughter had already named him. His name is Demon. We call him Deems
Demon.
because I do not want a demon in my house.
Honey.
So he's Deems.
Deems.
Yep. My 5-year-old granddaughter came in one day and she was so excited to see him. And she walked up and she was like, "Hey, Deems." And it stuck. Because I was
I
trying to
love
call him everything else. I was trying to switch his names up and nothing was working. And and she called him Deems and he answered to it.
The simplest shit, huh?
My dogs love her.
So one theory is it says, let's stretch your mind. What if Taured does exist, but in another version of Earth? See, and this is where people started getting a little, and these are experts that are chiming in on this, like trying to figure out what the hell happened with this guy, because people are swearing up and down this happened.
What
I wonder
if
it could
Taured
be one
is
of those
somewhere-
underground cities that we were talking about
right?
a couple weeks ago.
That's what I was
Very
just going to
possible.
say. It
Very
could be one of those town or cities that nobody's really gone to. Nobody's.
Well, and he did say it's supposedly between France and Spain, which we know
Yeah.
there's a bunch of catacombs, you know,
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah.
So
you know, like Coltrane, you have relatives that are by what is it, Lincoln, Texas. What is the small, like the blink town that they live in?
Oak Springs.
Yeah, Doak Springs, that you can ask people from like Austin or areas around it and they won't know what the hell you're talking about. But if you're from that area, you know. So I wonder if it's kind of something like that.
But a passport wouldn't say Doak Springs on it if it doesn't exist.
And it was an official stamps, like he
Yeah.
had traveled before.
He traveled before.
Traveled before.
So
But
that's where a lot of
from
the mystery
where?
comes in. Exactly.
Maybe he lives in the bottom of the ocean. I'm telling you, there is shit in the bottom of the ocean that we will never know about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
there's miles and miles and miles.
And for that reason, I'll never go on a cruise.
Oh, I've been on a cruise. It's pretty
I
cool.
don't. I can't do it.
Just go on a cruise that's from like Miami to the Bahamas. That's like a
That's
90-mile cruise.
One of my girlfriends is going on a cruise later this year for her 50th birthday, and of course, I'm invited, but I don't think I can do it.
You can.
And I don't want to ruin everybody else's time. No, because once we get out there where I can't see any land,
Yeah.
I'm gonna freaking panic. And
No,
people are
because you
like,
know what?
won't realize it because you're on a big old boat. But I'd be the idiot that would look over the side and I wouldn't be able to stop.
But you know what? There's a lot of safety precautions. You have to be a real major fucking idiot to fall overboard or try to. But when you're on there, you don't feel shit.
Yeah.
It's just like
No,
you're in a
you
building.
don't.
because we took off like 15 minutes before we realized, because I thought we were gonna hear that roar and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we were in our room getting all situated, and then we walked out to the deck, and yeah, the land was already a few miles out. So
Yeah, we're in our room looking at our watches like, shouldn't we have taken off already? And we walk out. Well, yeah, we did. We just didn't know
And
it.
you said
and you ain't gonna be
nothing.
thinking about anything but the food on the buffet, the shopping
You're right,
inside the
you're
mall.
right.
'Cause
Yep.
when you go to the interior, it's just like you're in a hotel.
Oh yeah.
Right,
So-
but if some shit goes down, you're screwed.
What if some
Just
shit
like-
goes down in the airplane? You're screwed.
Yeah.
What if shit goes down when you're going head on
Driving.
on the highway? You're screwed.
Yes.
You
Yes,
just gotta,
you
you
are.
gotta live, girl. For somebody that's put together with duct tape and all these wires and shit that, you know.
Which is exactly why I don't want to go in the ocean. I'm telling you, it's going to be something like that takes me out.
Oh, they have a lot of precautions. Like before you even start, they have a practice where you go to what's called the muster station, where they have all the lifeboats and shit. There's enough lifeboats for everybody.
Oh.
So yeah, it ain't the Titanic, girl.
See,
You ain't gonna have to
and-
dress up like an old lady.
And is it Micah or Mika?
Mikey.
Micah.
She's that they believe that's where the aliens are, in the ocean. I
Yeah,
believe that
probably.
shit too.
Probably because how them pyramids get built.
And
And you know, all
there's
the
so
Aztec
much-
shit.
like, we can't go down far enough. We can't breathe down there. We can't, we freeze to death. All kinds of crap will happen to us. We're not meant to be down there, but maybe other things are.
Yep.
Mhm. Now, according to scientists, quantum theory says all possibilities exist until absorbed. So
Yeah.
absorbed. Let's
I was
take
gonna
two
say-
on that one. Quantum theory says all possibilities exist until observed. Go take two. Could he have collapsed into our world by mistake? Quiet. Okay.
I mean, anything's possible, right?
You
Yep.
would think so.
And they never saw him again. He never resurfaced ever.
Never resurfaced. Now
And
theory,
that
go ahead.
that country, that city, whatever, has
Taured,
never
been
never been-
exposed or
Never been found, huh?
crazy. That's insane.
And it was the Cold War, 1954. So some people think maybe it was an elaborate European spy with an elaborate fake identity, and maybe it was so good that it fools customs, but something goes wrong. And is it possible that Taured is a code for something? That
But where did he go?
exactly.
You know,
Well,
if it has anything to do with military, anything is possible.
yeah, I was just about to say, if it's military,
I was
you
listening
never know.
to a radio station, and you know how they have on some radio stations, like the DJ or whatever you want to call them, will have like a topic of the day. And this particular topic, I don't remember exactly what it was, something that you were lied to. And the lady called in and said that her husband was in the military and he was overseas and he was in Afghanistan, and she received notification from the military that he had died, and they had said that he was somewhere else. She's like, no, he was in Afghanistan. Like, no, he was not in Afghanistan. She said, yes, he was, because he has contacted me several times, and he told me, anytime I send you a message with a picture, make sure you download it and put it on a USB drive. And she collected all of these pictures that he had sent over to her, basically showing where he was at. And the government is stating, no, he was never there. And she never found out how he died. And she doesn't even know if he actually is dead or not, because they cover up so much stuff.
Ugh, that's
and you just think about the witness relocation program, how quickly
Oh,
they can
yeah.
snatch you away from your whole life, and
just make you
until-
somebody else.
until whatever happens, but or until you fuck up and call yourself Mike when your name.
Right.
So governments have wiped out people for less.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's a whole lot of people that are started off as normal citizens or whatever, and then got into the CIA or whatever.
Mhm.
And I mean, hell, it's like La Cosa Nostra, it's this thing of ours. It comes before family, comes before friends, comes before anything, so whatever your job is, should you choose to accept it, is one of those things that you belong to the government. And sometimes there's even just the innocence of accidentally stumbling into information.
Mhm.
Now
Oh, yeah.
that would scare me because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid who was going to come after me for that.
And the sad thing
information.
is you can't unsee what you saw.
right.
Exactly.
Well, it's even like coming around the corner while somebody's shooting somebody else, and
Yeah.
then they see you seeing them. It's like, even if
Mhm.
you're like, I ain't gonna tell nobody, you're always gonna be looking over your shoulder,
Yep.
Yeah.
even if
yeah.
you really don't intend to tell anybody.
Yep.
It's just one of those things. So if you woke up in the wrong version of reality, how would you know?
I wouldn't have kidney disease.
I guess
That's how
quick
I mean,
Yeah.
I would pray that's how I would be in another dimension. That, or I don't know. Sometimes I think just little things are off, and it's like, is this what's happening?
Has this happened before?
You see, yes, you see something, and it's like, that's not right. But why is
Mhm.
it not right? And I think they do that to us all the time, but we just don't notice it enough
Mhm.
or closely enough, maybe.
Or deja vu.
Could have been.
Yeah, because everybody's lying to us, and you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody's lying to us.
And the thing is, too, so many things that we learned as children that, and I'll give you a bizarre ass example, and it's so stupid, but as kids, when the adults that we trust put something in your brain, even when you intellectually figure out that it's bullshit, it still fucks with you. And here's the example. When I was 5, you blow up balloons, you just have fun blowing up balloons. Well, I got one that was, getting pretty big. And I remember my grandpa saying, all right, now you keep on, it's going to take your eye out. Ever since then, I'm damn near I'm going to be 50 in a few years. If I start blowing up a balloon and that motherfucker gets big, all I can think about is it whipping my eyeball out, even though I know damn well that's not going to happen.
Uh-huh.
Y'all guys got any kind of stupid shit like that?
So many, I can't even think of one right now. Like, if you
Oh.
let your kid under 3 years old touch the broom, they're going to sweep up strangers. Strangers are going to come to your house.
I ain't never heard that
Oh,
one.
never heard of that one either.
Yeah.
That's some real witchcraft shit.
And then,
This is a good
what
one.
are the
Yeah,
are the
that
other
one.
ones?
You had to wait a
Coming
half
after
hour.
eating. Yep.
So what happens
Yes.
if I jumped in at 28 minutes? Like, am I going to cramp up and die?
You just might.
Oh, hey, Melali. Melai. I always mess her name up. Sorry. Let's
pretty
see.
name.
She changed my name on Gun. She wasn't watching. It's just me. Gonzo, what is the Andorra thing you were talking about? Can you go back on it's about 4 up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that one.
Was the location
Okay,
in
Andorra was a location in our dimension. What you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some backstory on that too.
Yeah, because I think, what did he say before that?
He had said Ghostbusters warned us not to.
Oh, okay. I'm
stream
slow.
that.
Oh,
I'm slow. My dumb ass. I get it now.
it's been a long time since I've seen Ghostbusters.
But you know what? Also, I'm slow about. It wasn't until they are doing have they done it already, or they're doing the newer one with all the old people? I think it's already been out.
I think they're doing it now. It may be out. You might be right.
I
I
don't
had
think
no
it's
idea it was
used.
Meemaw that was the secretary.
Annie
Mm-hmm.
Potts.
Yes.
Yeah,
You didn't know that?
I
I just
totally
didn't
forgot
think
about
about
that.
it because
She
at
was
that
one of my
time she was
favorites.
coming off Designing Women, and I wasn't watching
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yep.
You
I
know?
loved that show.
The only one I knew off Designing Women was Delta Burke because she was famous. You
Yeah.
know, she
Yeah.
was married to Major Dad and all that shit. And then I got to know the other one, not Dixie Carter. But the
Charlene,
one,
that's not the point.
yeah,
The
the one that was
blonde-
Fraser's date.
Who's
Remember, she
Jay?
wanted.
Oh yeah, the one that she was a major bitch
Yeah,
and
she was
hollered
always
at her
hollering and
kids.
shit. She was like the
Yeah,
prom queen in high school, but she grew up to be
yeah,
just a big mess.
yep.
And but she was on like a season of Frasier. And
Okay.
then she was on something else after that too. But
Yeah, she
yeah,
was on.
she's a lot older than she looks too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Dora
We're
was
lucky.
the actual location the man pointed out in the story.
Did
So,
anybody ever find it? Like, is it a place we can visit?
I haven't seen any plane tickets for it, but
You've been looking for those, have you?
always. So based on all those theories, what do you, and not you two, but you guys out there, what are your best guesses? Because mine, as much as I'd like to believe in the quantum physics of it all, and it is possible because I mean there's just shit we just don't know. I'm thinking it's probably more of he was eliminated by people that didn't want the meaning of Taured exposed.
Yeah.
What is it
But
spelled
my second
backwards?
guess is quantum physics. What's that?
Darut. I was trying to think of what it was backwards, spelled backwards. Like maybe
He very well could have been.
He could have been.
I've been saying
Yeah.
this for years. Jesus could have landed here a long fucking time ago, and y'all probably beat his ass because he was
Right.
different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
probably turned
Especially
him
now.
away, probably treated
Mhm.
him like shit,
Yep.
probably.
because
just-
everything a lot of you Christians stand for right now is what the things you stand against, I should say, is exactly what Jesus was. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came down here, took a look around, and said, "Fuck this," and just went on back.
Ain't none of y'all coming home.
And if he did come down, would you recognize him?
I don't think so.
That's the thing is,
I
the
don't think so.
white people have a different version of
The wrong
what
version,
he
yeah.
looks like, even though the Bible clearly says that he had woolly hair with
And-
darker skin.
And was in
But the-
Jerusalem. And
Yeah,
You know when that-
exactly.
you
Where
know
when the white
everybody there
Jesus
has
portrait-
darker skin.
yeah, you can't be white over there and
Right, no.
survive in the sun.
with
Exactly.
blue eyes and shit.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
that's not correct, people. I don't know what you're doing, but I don't think we'd recognize him. And I don't think he'd want us to right off the bat. I think he'd want to see if we were willing to ride or die for him.
Right.
No.
And how you're willing to ride or die, because like
Yeah.
if you're trying to kill people and
And
you know
then I'd be in
his
so much
name.
trouble. I'd be in so much trouble because I am not that ride or die chick. I have questions. Where are we going? Am I really going to die? What's
Mhm.
happening over here? What's happening when we get there? How am I getting back? Are we going to your car or my car? I'm just
Your
I got
car or my
questions.
car. I do too. And and that was the thing, as I was raised Catholic, and
really? I
yeah,
did not know that.
briefly. And what is it, like Saturday school you had to go to go through your confirmations and all that. They could not stand when I would ask a question that they couldn't really answer,
Yep.
because it was like there would be things that were contrarian to each other,
Hmm.
and it was like, well, wait, if this is this, then how is this? And it's just the way it is, God, there's no time and whatever. I'm like, well, then how is it? And after a while, it's just like, shut up, boy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I also think that they study a different Bible And instead of praying to God, they pray to the saints.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm not a real religious fanatic, but doesn't it say, "Thou shalt not have any other gods but
Yep.
me"?
Yep.
Then why
Yeah.
are we praying to statues of that? Has always
False
just kind of
idols.
not set right with me. But my grandson was just adopted by a family that's very staunch Catholic, so I'm learning a little bit about it, but still doesn't make sense to someone who was raised Baptist.
All right, let me tell you about the depiction of Jesus we see today. The original portrait was a charcoal sketch done in 1924, which was recreated in
Mhm.
1940 by what's his name? Warner Salman. So this image isn't even 100 years old.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So
And
how
this is
do
the
they
one that
know?
people are fighting and, you know, dying on hills over and all that. A lot of the depictions of Jesus never had a beard in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, so it's, to me, it's almost like the telephone game. Like, you couldn't get through
Yeah.
15 people on the telephone game and get it correct.
Correct.
But millions and billions over thousands and thousands of years, that's supposed to be right on the money. Yeah, thanks a
Good
lot
night,
for coming in, Micah. You can always watch
Micah,
the rest of the
sorry.
show later on, so
Yep.
you're not gonna miss
On
much.
YouTube.
Good night.
Yep.
Night.
Good night. So yeah, that's,
I'll
you know,
tell you guys a little secret, although it won't be a secret after I say it. I'm very spiritual, not religious, but I have really, really strong doubts about Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I do.
I feel you.
I mean, I believe in God. I pray to God every night. I do, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I'm kind of on the fence. Like, was he merely a prophet,
Mhm.
or was he the Messiah? And did somebody take his body out of that tomb? Or there's just so many things that I have questions about, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is willing to answer them.
Right.
They're not willing to tell me, they're like,
I
read
tell
your
you what,
Bible.
when
It's
we get
not
off
in the
air,
Bible. I've looked.
Yep. When we get off air, I'm going to give you a documentary that kind of talks about that, because when you really look at it, every single religion has the same story,
Mhm.
the exact same story. The prophet just has a different name.
Different names. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, but every single religion is the same type of story. So it's like there's something celestial that may be the root of all of this, but your guy doesn't have to be the guy,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Right.
And that's what we're all fighting over. The same goddamn message, but who told it? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's so easy and
And-
so foolish.
And the message is supposed to be kind to people, treat people how you would want to be treated. And a lot of people aren't doing that, but they're claiming that they're religious and Christian and blah, blah, blah.
And it's like, that's not how you're going to get. If you're Christian, if you believe, you're not going to get through the gates with that attitude, because
Right.
whatever you do in the dark will always come to the light, and
And
God sees everything. So just because you act a certain way in public, when you go home and you treat people like crap, your own family, you know what I mean? You go
Mhm.
home, you treat your family like crap, you yell and scream at people in road rage all the time, and it's just like, you're going to have to answer to that.
and it doesn't even have to be God that sees you, because sometimes it seems like karma in and of itself
Right.
is a mysterious force, because there's been horrible things that have happened to people that have done horrible things to me that I had nothing to do with, but I'm not sad for them.
The Lord said, vengeance is his.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive.
Yep. And I just
Forgive when you
rejoiced
don't
in it
even
with him.
get apology, and just move on, which is, by the way, one of the hardest things in the world to do.
Yes, it
Somebody
is.
never apologizes to you, but you still need to forgive them.
Right.
It
Oh,
helps
yeah.
because it takes it off of your heart, but
Right.
it's like, they don't deserve that shit. they don't deserve. It's like, okay, I'll just forgive them and never tell them until I see them again, and then I'm like seething. I'm like, that motherfucker over there.
See how many people's lives were shit when I met them, and I helped them make their lives better, got them out of some situation, rewired their brain to get them to be a little bit successful, and then they turn around and shit on me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, sure as shit, a little bit later on, as you're going down the road, you see a big crash and burn off to the side, and it's that motherfucker right there. You know,
Mhm.
so
Yep. Me
that's why I
just
try
smile
not
and
to
wave.
yeah, that's why I try not to do revenge or anything like that. But
Yeah, because
you know,
it
because
will come back on them.
oh, it
I
will.
mean, and probably in the worst way.
Mhm.
That's the bad thing. It's like it's going to come back on you in a way that I couldn't even imagine.
Right.
Like,
I'm
Right.
telling
I'll
you.
probably feel sorry for you. That's how bad it's
Yep.
gonna
Yep,
Yeah,
Sam Gonzo. We are getting deep
We
today.
are getting
Yep.
deep.
Yeah, that's how you know it's time to start wrapping things up. But yeah, so with the man from Taured, it gives everybody a little bit of something to think about because, yeah, as he mentioned, it could be an urban legend. It could be something that actually happened. It's just like DB Cooper, like the man that jumped out of the plane and supposedly robbed it. And
They found
nobody
him
knows where he
on
went.
Without a Paddle. What are you talking about?
What's that?
They found him on Without a Paddle. You've
Without
never
a
seen that movie?
No.
no.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. You got to watch it.
Oh, I
It's
thought you were
got
breaking some news or some shit. I'm like, what?
no, it's a movie, and it's got the guy that plays Shaggy, and then it's got Dax Shepard,
Oh, so it's
and
one of
then
those
Oh, so the cast just look like
goofy
they smell like
comedies.
trailer park and stank. Huh?
and it's so funny. Like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. I love it. I watch it, and I sent pictures of it to Tyra the other night, and I was like, I found it because I'd been looking for it forever. And I literally sat there and watched that movie cracking up like I had never seen it before. It's funny. It's good. But
Remember
they
next
found
week,
D.B. Cooper, so.
after all this time,
Mhm.
you know, my thing is, I wonder if, you know, jumping out of a plane like that over some mountains, who's to say he didn't just run into one of them motherfuckers and explode?
That's true.
What's Gonzo say? John Allen Zagris is the name of the guy. Man, what you been on Wikipedia this whole time?
No, right?
I was gonna say, are you looking stuff up, or do you just know this?
I
Because
appreciate the
we need to
information.
have more conversations.
Google.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean that's what these shows are all about, interacting. You know,
Yeah.
whether
Yeah,
it's
we appreciate it.
silly, serious, deep, whatever. You know, this is all about getting together and just fucking around. But anyway, remember we are on every Wednesday night live, unless one of us is sick or something else is going down in the streets. But every night, or excuse me, every Wednesday night live at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I have to look at Bob's instructions because there's something else you have to do when you hit that bell, because it'll only tell you sometimes when the show's going to come on. So there's some kind of personal details that you have to put in there.
Yeah,
As soon as I
think you
figure
said
them
it's
out.
in your personal settings.
Yeah. And as soon as I can give you great instructions, I will do so. Otherwise, I'll just be talking out my ass. Make sure you tell all your
Gonzo.
friends and family. Just tell one more person and tell that person to tell one more person. And we need you guys. We need you to subscribe. We need you to watch. We need you to like. We do this for you guys. We do it just and it's something we enjoy doing. It's something that gets your
Absolutely.
mind off of shit. Remember our Friday show, which comes on at 6 a.m. Pac time and 9 a.m. Eastern a.m. It's not live, so don't get pissed at us if we're not answering you. We may answer you later on in the day when we actually see the comment, but it is not live, so you'll just be talking to nobody. So just sit back and enjoy yourself and listen. It does, just because it drops at 6 a.m/9 a.m. does not mean that's when you have to watch it. That's just when it drops. So it's just there all for eternity. or until I take it off or YouTube deems it to be too stupid to keep on or whatever. Let's see. You clip a baby's nail.
I was going to tell Gonzo. That that's the same thing I go. I go deep into the rabbit holes, and then I
go
can't
deep,
sleep.
deep too.
It's like I go way too deep, and then stuff starts to get.
Well, you don't do it
really
right
deep.
before bedtime. You're supposed to watch like a cat
try
wrestle a
not
monkey before
to.
you go to bed.
I try not to, but then I'm just like, I read that, and now I can't unread that. You know.
What did Tyra say there?
I
You
was
clip a
just going to
baby's
say
nail?
she mentioned something from way earlier on.
Oh, the nonsense
yes.
that we hear.
The
when we're-
nonsense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
My
clip a baby's
baby's
nails
nail.
before one, you make a thief out of them.
Yep.
I don't even
We
get
always had to bite their fingernails. We were told to bite their fingernails off. That's what I did with my babies. That's what we were told.
Lord have mercy.
You clip the baby's nails, you'll make a thief out of them. My oldest daughter is Native, and they don't want the kids' ears pierced before they're 3, and then they only want them pierced with turquoise.
Oh.
And
You
I
look at
don't.
Mexican, they want to pierce them ears as soon as they come
As
out.
soon as they're born.
Yeah.
But some of them are so damn cute with their
No,
little
they
gold
are, though.
earrings and necklaces, and
They got their little wedding dresses and soccer boots on and shit. And they got their they got their ears pierced. One thing I do need to mention: tomorrow on Star Maker Bowling Show, for the first time in 15 years, Coltrane is reunited with Jaden Drago, the man who trained him, the man who lit him in the side door of professional wrestling. And just like Homie in the story, just kind of disappeared for a while. So tomorrow at 6:05 Pacific,
Hey, how old
9:05
is he?
Eastern. I'm
He
sorry.
looks pretty young. I said, how old is he? He looks pretty
He's
young.
my age. He's about 2 years younger than I am.
Okay.
So, but 20-year career, trained by Shawn Michaels, trained with a lot of the guys that aren't even around. Paul London, Spanky, Brian Danielson. God, I'm missing some
I
people.
forgot about Brian Danielson.
Yeah.
They trained him, yeah.
Rudy Boy Gonzalez, who was a staple in the WWF a long time ago as a enhancement talent. But yes, Jaden Drago and Coltrane reunited tomorrow for the first time in 15 years. Let's see what he's been up to, if he's going to get back into the ring, if he can persuade me to get back into the ring.
No.
Or what may come of that. So please tune in tomorrow. Do you have the address on that? I know I have the banner.
I don't have the banner
I think
on.
is it the Bowling Show? Or
Yes,
is
it is.
Okay.
Well, it's the bowling alley.
The bowling alley. Okay.
Damn, I thought
Because
I
he's
had.
got both, right?
Yeah. But anyway, if you look up Star Maker Bowling, and after this show, I will put that up on Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout tomorrow for that show. If you've never heard of him or heard him speak, he is very much he's probably me times 10. If you're a CM Punk fan, you'll probably like this guy. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, CM, that's right. It's a Star Maker Bowling show.
Yeah.
And with me staggering and stammering all over the goddamn place, I think that just tells you that it's about time for us to wrap this some bitch up. So, JJ, anything for the audience before we take off?
Just, go out and be a blessing this week. And if you can't bless someone else, at least don't block theirs, okay?
Shelbert?
Have a great week, everyone, and try to stay cool.
Try to stay cool.
Yeah, cool there.
Cool.
From there, we're cool.
Oh, it's going to be in the
here.
90s.
Yeah, that's true. You are pretty cold out there, aren't you?
Yes.
So, hey, thanks for joining the journey. If you liked what you heard, share, subscribe, and leave a review. But more than anything, make sure you stay aware. Make sure you stay weird. And if you're ever asked for where you're from, maybe think twice before you answer, huh? Wouldn't
I'm
that
going to tell
corny?
him Taured.
Say Taured. Yeah.
I'm going to tell him Taured.
For the ladies, this is Coltrane pulling out once again. See you next week.